Hello people of the internet, it's Amanda, and for today's video, I'm here to talk about a drama that I actually heard so much about on like just Facebook groups and wherever, where people, like, if they go ahead and ask for a drama recommendation, this title just keeps on popping up. And it's very similar to Kakafukaka, where a lot of people, say that the narrative is a bit more like mature or very different than your usual, just typical, Japanese drama love story type of thing. And it also stars Sakurada Dori and Fukuhara Haruka, so there's definitely that that catch to it there already that would make you want to watch it. It's just that, whenever I see it, whenever I see like certain things being said about it, it's just I felt like it was just not my cup of tea, so I've never gotten around to watching it. But because lately I've been looking for something to watch in between the things that I'm currently watching, something that feels a bit more constant, a bit more something that's finished that I can take my time with, and I know that it would have a conclusion no matter how long I take in terms of watching it. Like, if I feel like watching the final episode, then it'll be there. I gave it a go because it's available in Rakuten Viki, so there. I realized that I haven't really said the title yet after that lengthy intro. I'm talking about Coffee and Vanilla. This one, so I've talked about Kakafukaka before and how it's definitely like the theme of that one is definitely a lot more mature than your typical meet cute kind of thing or a high school romance type of thing, because it revolves around adults navigating through very like issues like with sex or just falling in love with someone that you're not supposed to. We're so used to Japanese ingenuity, at least if you're a fan of J-drama for the longest time. So it's kind of interesting like how plots like this really pop up. But I feel like narratives like this, it's either you like them or you hate them. For me, now diving into the plot of Coffee and Vanilla, it revolves around the character of Shiragirisa, who is played by Fukuhara Haruka, I'm so sorry. And she's this very cute girl that a lot of guys seem to like, but she's from the countryside and she's very awkward and all these types of things. And then because of certain circumstances, she crossed paths with this 30-year-old, which they keep on imposing for some reason in the plot. This 30-year-old young CEO, Fukami Hiroto, and like it was sort of like this weird mesh of things where they meet. He invites her over dinner. I have to point out that Risa's character here is a college student. He invites her over to dinner. She gets drunk. She wakes up in her apartment, but nothing happened. But it's really more of like him confessing that he's fallen in love with her at first sight and blah, blah, blah. Expected that, given that, it's only 20 episodes, 10 episodes, 20 minutes per episode. And I'm also kind of used to this kind of pacing with J-dramas in general. It's just that, so I have to admit that, and the thing with this is that it's very touchy. Like, the characters are very touchy. There are a lot of like intimate scenes. There's not really like anything showing there or anything like that. Very similar to Kakafukaka in a way that, it depicts certain things happening, but you don't necessarily have to like cover your eyes while it's happening. Like, it's there, just use your imagination as to what's going on. But the thing with this is, I'm cool with all, like, I've tweeted about this as well, like, it definitely delivers on the very doki-doki Kyun-kyun type of moments when it comes to, when they get really intimate, like the skinship, everything. I get that. I also have a newfound appreciation for Sakurada Dori. I mean, I've seen both of them in Good Morning Call, and I think Fukuhara Haruka is one of those very few female leads who got the chance to work with almost all of the second leads that she played across with in Good Morning Call, so there's that. But I have this newfound love for Sakurada Dori, mainly because I like seeing him more in very villainous type of roles. I think he nails those kinds of roles a lot. So seeing him in something like this, it's I mean, I've seen him in Kuzuno Honkai, but the thing with that is, again, it's a high school kind of thing, and yeah, and I've seen the anime of that, so I already know what to expect. So this one is quite fresh to me, but I was expecting that it will move past all of the romance stuff. I mean, it would grow into something else other than just having that as its selling point. But this drama, every single episode, I was hoping for something, and it ended up just being a series of events happening from one point to another. It felt very fan fiction-y to me, like whatever it is that, I don't know, like a teenage girl's desire to happen, where two CEOs fall in love with her. Another one of her classmates who's kind to her is also in love with her. Everybody seems to be in love with her, but she's this very awkward peanut type of thing. Like, I mean, the first couple of episodes, I'm fine with that. It's just that the characters felt very one-sided. The side characters, they put a lot of them there, but then they sort of like just the narrative after they're done with these characters, they just left them to the dust and then have them, I don't know, come back for the last episode. And there's just this back and forth of like codependency that's happening. There's not really anything there to root for, in my opinion, other than the fact that, these two like each other, okay, and they sort of like tease certain things about, how or why is Fukami like this. But then nothing really happens to that narrative. It's really more of just this idea of, I wouldn't want to know your past self, so I'm liking your present self, so let's just leave it at that. So why tease that at all? It's so, to me, this entire narrative, it's very flat. It's very one-sided. Characters don't feel like people. They absolutely feel like, they're written there as a plot devices, all of them, even the main two, which is such a shame because I like the chemistry of Dori and Haruka a lot. Like, the saving grace of this entire drama, I would say, is their chemistry and how they play and work around each other, like the believability of them being a couple. So there's that. But other than that, I mean, I don't know, like, again, if you're now, just to wrap things up, basically, if you feel like, you're just looking for something that, like, you would want, like, would make you want to throw your phone out, how flustered it makes you feel, then go ahead, give this one a watch. But if you're looking for, I don't know, if you're expecting some depth to the story or anything like that, and I can't blame, I mean, I really can't blame the whole, I really can't blame it on the whole, like, it's just a 10-minute, a 10 episode series with 20 minutes per episode, because I've seen other dramas do a lot better with that time than this one. Again, it just feels like a series of events stitched together. It's so weird. Like, there was this one episode where Fukami has to be, has to participate in this host club thing for his mom. And then another one is that Risa's friend, asks that the three of them go on a date because she's fallen in love with Fukami at first sight. And it just, what is this thing? Like, it feels very messy to me. Like, in my opinion, it just feels very messy. The salvaging factor is, again, the chemistry between the two leads, but other than that, you know, it really doesn't give me anything. So yeah, now it all falls down to preference. Again, I would say if you're just in it for the romantic aspect of it, go ahead, give this a go. But if you're looking for a little bit more depth, if you like your dramas to have a little bit more of that, you know, angst thing, like, I mean, in terms of that, I would recommend Kakafukaka more because that had more introspective moments in there. This one just is just flat to me. So there's that. Now, so yeah, have you seen this drama? Tell me down in the comments below what you think of it. Or what are your thoughts on these types of narratives in general? I don't know, just tell me down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and you would want to hear more from me, please hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you again soon in a new one.